Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the anime The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity Season 1 on Netflix. Holy shit. Yes. Alright, so, I actually really enjoyed this one. I liked waiting week to week, kind of seeing it and seeing how we learned about these characters, the world, and what kind of makes them tick. Because we are pretty much shown Rintaro first, seeing how he's kind of really down on himself because everybody's kind of like afraid of him because of how he looks. He's got like blonde hair, piercings, but not like a lot of piercings or anything. He goes to Chidori High, which is like supposedly this really bad boys' school, and let's see here. And then Kikyo is right next door, which is an all-girls academy. And there's a rivalry between the schools. The Kikyo ones are pretty much the richer, higher-off ones, and look down on the Chidori ones. Rintaro's got his kind of like group of friends, but he kind of distances himself. Not because he hates them or anything like that. It's just he doesn't value himself enough to think of himself as an integral kind of part of the group. Let's see. Mainly to the point that, like, he doesn't tell them that his family owns this patisserie, plain patisserie, and that he works there with his mom, and his dad is kind of like in the back. He's like a cake nerd. We learn that as the season progresses, and it's really kind of cool because Rintaro kind of gets pulled into that, and I do like how they kind of deal with his dad's kind of obsession with it, but it's a different kind of obsession because it gets to a point where Rintaro does want to bake a cake, and his father's like, all right, what emotion do you want to convey with this? And I kind of love that that's the first thing. It's not like, oh, what kind of expensive ingredients? What are you trying to, like, you want to do like a fucking fort here, motherfucker? But it comes from, what's your objective in this? What are you attempting to do here? I'm like, because that's the main kind of end that we get with the father, because there's only 12 episodes in this first season, but we see it mainly dealing with Rintaro and kind of understanding his inner workings and then connecting it with the rest of the groups, and they all feel like fleshed out characters, because we see that he's got one friend that's pretty much the kind of smarter one and trying to help them out. We've got one it's really kind of like hard to kind of keep him on task, and then we got the kind of friendly one in the background, kind of with a bowl cut, and it's like, let's see here. Karuko. Oh yeah, Usami, Natsusawa. Natsusawa's the intelligent one, and Yorita is the kind of good-natured one. But it really kind of kicks off when Karuko Wagari is kind of just like sitting there in his family's patisserie eating kind of cake, and she's like, ooh, and it kind of like gets linked up with Rintaro, and they kind of start talking, and it's really kind of funny because we don't learn until like later on that this wasn't the first time they kind of interacted. She was kind of having like a hard time one day, and then he just kind of came up and like made her day better, and she's been like coming back ever since. We learned this in the last episode. I'm kind of going out of order, but it's interesting to see how the relationship kind of grows and changes. Let's see. Yeah, she's kind of at least kind of like flummoxed a little bit because at the end we see that she's been coming in with nice kind of like dressed up and has makeup on, but this is the day that she didn't kind of have that, so she kind of like bucks out, but then she gets kind of accosted by these guys, but Rintaro kind of pops up, gets injured kind of in the course of it, not trying to be an asshole or anything or like fighting anybody, but she of course feels kind of bad about that and thanks him and like wants to kind of visit him more. Let's see. So we see that since the inter kind of school politics, are kind of coming into play, that Rintaro tries to kind of like distance himself and make sure that he doesn't like fuck up her kind of reputation. She's actually going to Kikyo on a scholarship and is really kind of attentive and everything. She actually stands out front of Chidori to try and like see what's kind of going on. Usumi has a kind of like tense interaction with her that kind of scares her a little bit, but like Rintaro's like, Usumi, chill the fuck out. As everything's kind of like going on, we also get into the background of that they're trying to pretty much ace this kind of test to actually do this kind of sports festival. We see that Kikyo's kind of got the same thing kind of going on before we get introduced to Subaru, who's the silver-haired girl, and she has a very strong connection with Karako Wagari as well. Shit. And that she was pretty much harassed because of her hair color by boys when she was very young, but Karako came up, protected her, and pretty much helped her out and became her friend, and to the point where Subaru is very protective of Karako and doesn't want her to be injured or like fucked over at all, even asking Rintaro to stop seeing her at a certain kind of point, and Rintaro's like, I can't do that. And it also leads to kind of tenseness of what goes on with her and the rest of the kind of cast, because she has that kind of block with male characters. And it's really kind of interesting because Karako pretty much brings Subaru along, and they kind of join the friends group and everything together, and it works out pretty well as they're attempting to do their whole thing of studying and everything and figuring out what's going on. It's like, oh god. And Natsusawa is trying his best, but we find out that he's not really the best teacher, trying to figure out how to help Subaru with a certain kind of thing, and not being able to really get his point across. It's like, holy fucking shit. But even though they have their kind of weaknesses, they also have their strengths, as we see that Karako and Subaru do get accosted by these assholes, because the people that Rintaro helped her from before went and pretty much complained to their senpais, and they were pretty much trying to like accost them, and then Rintaro was trying to help out. And the thing is, that wasn't the one where they kind of got brought in. That was before they kind of like fused the friends groups together a little bit. But we see that the friend groups were Rintaro's friends were tailing him to see what's kind of going on. They're like, we got this shit. And the funny thing is, you would think there'd be like Usumi, maybe Natsusawa, that does the whole kind of ass-kicking kind of thing. It's Yorida that's like, no. He's the one that's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be that kind of laughing, gentle kind of one. He's like, you're fucking with my friend. I ain't buying that. And it's like, holy fucking shit. Because he pretty much almost takes them all out after, we don't see it, but we see the aftermath. It's like, now, do not fuck with my friend. Okay? It's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah. So it's really kind of cool to see that part of him. And then also see, as Rintaro is trying to deal with his feelings of Karako, as he starts to figure out that he does love her and wants to be in a relationship with her, and he's kind of like distant as the group is on a bowling excursion, his male friend's pretty much at Chidori, and trying to figure out what he wants to do, and asking Yorita about that. It's like, you really wouldn't do this before. It's really nice for you to do that. And he's like, I haven't been in one either, but like, they just talk it out. I could definitely see why people would be bored with this, because it's more of a talking kind of one, and just more kind of slice of life. So if that doesn't fit with you, this really isn't for you. It's more of like how these characters deal with their feelings. The action is understanding how communications can break down and what choices you need to do to kind of like fix those or figure out if the communication is worth it. Now in this, it's mainly definitely worth it, as Rintaro bonds together with his friends, does better in this sports festival that they have, because he was pretty much in his head about the whole Karako thing, and also in his head with about how him and this friends group kind of worked out, and then just kind of getting through with it, talking to Natsusawa, and then just like cracking whole ass out. And I really liked it and really enjoyed it. That's where the action is, and if that's not for you, that's quite alright. That's not what this is attempting to kind of do, to be like a complete action shonen kind of thing. No, even though I'm wearing Dragon Ball, no. But it's just really nice to kind of see him understand himself, understand his feelings for Karako and kind of getting to that point to asking her to be his girlfriend, and then her being like, yeah, of course, as she kind of explains the beginning after they're kind of doing everything from pardon, going to the beach and dealing with Subaru's kind of stuff, and her being into the group, and Natsusawa being like, listen, I came to the beach and was doing shit on a train for like hours. I don't do that for any fucking buddy. And then they both like donuts and they bond over that because she really didn't eat and really didn't speak up for her own wants, but he got donuts anyways. Like, hey, here's some donuts. And it's like, oh, cool. As that's also where they go off to get some more fireworks, and we just see Rintaro and Karako using sparklers, and then him just laying down the like, I like you. And it's like, oh shit. As they then go to a kind of summer festival later on as a date and just have a general great time. It's like, cool. It's nice. And most of these characters don't feel like two-dimensional background cardboard fuckers kind of going on. Subaru's got her own backstory, Usumi, Natsusawa, Yorita, but we don't really get that much of a kind of in-depth of a kind of exploration of them in this season, so maybe that'll kind of link out later on. We get most of that with Subaru. We don't even get as much of one for Karako, but we do kind of get bits and pieces here and there. Her contacting Rintaro and getting flustered about it. Rintaro making her birthday cake because of the feelings that he wanted to convey. That was cool, as he's like learning about it from his father and being like, listen, I'm going to help you guys out because he's got on this. And seeing his parents' relationship with him is very interesting as well, because he was mainly down with himself, and then they went to this kind of cake shop, and he saw this kind of baker that had blonde hair and piercings, and he wanted to do that too, and his mother was supportive of that, to the point that she dyed her hair as well and got her ears pierced as well. She's a very good mom, and I really kind of liked that kind of aspect, because it kind of echoes like my relationship with my mom, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I really liked it when they kind of built it up eventually to Rintaro and his father, and being like, what feeling do you want to convey? And he was able to do that, and Karako just loved the cake, and so did the rest of the family as she kind of shared it with them. It's like, okay, so it's mainly the biggest kind of focus is Rintaro and Karako's relationship, also to the point that we see other kind of stuff going on as they went on this date at this aquarium, and that's where his feelings get kind of like to an amped up kind of point. They help out this little girl who's lost, and she's like, you guys are cute, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of shit. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh. And it's just nice. That's their main kind of focus here. So hopefully we'll see kind of other things kind of brought in throughout, because he does decide to want to help out his parents during the summer, and they're like, he's like, yeah, you're gonna do all this kind of stuff. It's like, stop scaring them more. It's like, just help out when you can, man. And it's really kind of cool. It's like, all right, nice, the chill parents, and it really kind of was like really hitching the feels, because he then has his friends over, and then also Karako and Subaru show up, and the mother just is like happy that he's able to have friends over, and he thanks her, and she's like, god damn it. Oh god, and she's like crying and stuff like that she's happy that he's happy, and he recognizes that and validates her on that. And the father made cakes and everything for him. Was like, yeah, okay, how'd it work out? And it's funny because he's asking how Karako liked her cake. It's like, hey, in depth, what? Give me some stuff. She's like, she didn't go that deep, man. She didn't go that deep. It's like, holy fuck. But he's a cake nerd. I get that. Like, he doesn't completely go nutso butso. There's funny kind of like anime kind of like comedy stuff kind of going on, but it doesn't go completely in the realm of like where he straps Rintaro down. It's like, what the fuck did you like about the cake? It's like, holy fucking shit. It's just that kind of light kind of comedy. That's another thing that I really like that this anime is able to do. It's able to thread that kind of bit where the comedy doesn't completely and utterly destroy the tone. Like, it knows where it does need to have the kind of like really good funny bits with certain kind of animation styles, but it doesn't completely break it. It's serious enough with an interesting amount of levity going throughout, and I really love to like hit it on that balance, and the animation is beautiful. Nothing I love the beauty that they're able to give just mundane daily life, and then that kind of bit that goes on to give that kind of power of these kind of like formative moments of love and everything. It just works very well. Music's good. I like the voice actors that they got for the dub, and I just felt like I had a really good time with this, and can't wait to see what other seasons they do next. It just sucks most of the time because you're like, oh, okay, I finished this. Let's kind of, do we have any news on this? And it's like, it might be like years to the point of like 5 or so. It's like, come on, streaming services. Especially in regards to just like regular TV shows. They have to nail that down kind of better, because if you got kids or whatnot within the show, they're gonna age out a lot faster than you'd fucking think. If you're like, oh god, it's taken me 5 years to kind of get this new season out. Holy fucking shit! Get a better kind of cadence or whatnot. But I would definitely recommend this to more slice of life, romance kind of anime enjoyers. If you're looking for battle, there are better ones to kind of go for. I mean, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima, Dragon Ball Super, those kind of ones. But if you want to explore into different kind of anime and genres, I think this would be a pretty good one, especially since it's 12 episodes. It's out on Netflix. If you're in the Netflix ecosystem already, check it out. Or if you've got some kind of perk that gives you Netflix, I would say that this would be a pretty good first one on a kind of love kind of comedy, or well, mainly just love that has comedic elements. This isn't a complete rom-com because there is humor extracted from moments, but it's overall more kind of serious. This is not your complete like Toradora kind of one. Yeah, Toradora is where it's like, holy fucking shit, alright, cool. It's definitely rom-com, where comedy is a big central kind of aspect of it. Yeah. I had a fun time with this, and I can't wait to see what goes on next with it. So those are my opinions on the anime. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.